Goldie red.
A little bit. Welcome to the program, ladies and gentlemen. We were just talking about what color my camera was going to be because Logitech blows a big old bag of donkey balls.
I just need my stapler.
And now my computer's locking up on me. Fuck me running.
Yeah, maybe it's not Logitech.
God, no, it's the camera is. It's not letting me adjust it though.
All right, you look like you're the 1980s
Oh, for the
club.
love of God.
1980s porn flick.
Yeah, it is.
That's the best time for porn.
It's Frozen. Yay.
So that means we get all this cool music for like 15 minutes?
No, I can change the music. I can't. I don't know what the hell. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on today. Like, is the storm that's rolling through fucking with all of my stuff?
Is it a magnetic storm?
It's Magneto.
Like, it's legit frozen. And what I hate is I went into OBS and I create the live stream, and then it doesn't take anybody to the actual live stream. It takes it to this other one that was created that doesn't even fucking exist.
Didn't it do that once before?
It's God damn it. Hold on, motherfucker. This is really, really fucking irritating at this point, man.
I think OBS was doing that a couple months ago too.
Yeah,
Maybe it's their like newest update fucked everything up.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened. It's like OBS it's fucking my machine up royally right now. So welcome to the program, everybody. We're gonna have a good time.
That
Eventually.
OBS and
know,
Logitech,
like,
you're on the list.
You're on the list.
Like I'm legitimately handcuffed right now for multiple reasons. One of which is the fact that it's sending the wrong link. Fucking Christ.
Well, I just went to YouTube and it took me right to it.
No,
Yeah.
well, hold on, but did you click my link in Facebook?
No.
That's the point. Is that when I'm sharing it on Facebook, it's creating this like alternate reality fucking stream, and
It's a multiverse.
where up is down and down is up.
And each time I'm coming in here trying to change my camera, the whole thing locks up. So fucking awesome. All right, well, I get to look like I'm in 1970s porno.
80s.
80s porno. Oh wait, hold on.
Let's get the decade right.
Come on, give me the fucking thing. Let me configure the goddamn video.
Configure.
It stopped.
Configure.
It stopped freezing.
Well, Mexico's playing Venezuela.
What's the score?
0-0. It just started.
Nueve.
Dairon Espria is leaving.
What?
Who's that?
Dairon Espria is leaving the Timbers.
Why? Just because he's not getting the playing time?
He's gonna play in Colombia.
Colombia.
For a Colombian team?
Yeah.
The coffee and the cocaine is cheap.
All right, well, if anybody's here, you guys can go ahead and join the chat while we figure all the super fun technical difficulties out that I've literally spent the past fucking hour trying to work. It's so much fun. Makes it even more irritating because this is literally what I do for a job. And it's like...
And then you bring it to your fun.
God, it's like, oh my fucking God. Like the whole thing is just not fucking
You're
working.
committed.
Fuck
you are
it!
committed, sir.
Fuck it! Hey, how's everybody doing out there? You guys good?
Only that works.
Oh my God, for the love of Pete. All right, here we go. What do we got going on here? Let me find my stuff. Let me get situated because things weren't functioning how they're supposed to function, and Logitech can go blow a bag of dicks because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. You know what I need, Frank? I need some happy bubbly music. You ready?
Where did that term come from?
What?
Bag of dicks.
Probably hookers.
You think, or is that like some serial killer shit? Like they found some guy and he just had a bag of
dicks?
penises. Yeah, that's where the word came from.
It's definitely a possibility.
He just killed a lot of people named Dick and had all their heads in a bag.
Bag of
It's just
dicks.
a bag of dicks.
Here's my bag of Richards.
Here's my bag of Roberts and Richards and Williams.
All right. Well, here's what we got coming up on the show with my crappy camera that doesn't function properly. Oh, cool. And now YouTube is not responding.
Well, don't worry. I'm sure your camera will.
Oh, it's got to be the fucking storm that's rolling through, man. It has to be.
You like it a storm?
Yeah, there's a nasty storm going through right now.
How'd you know that? Were your bones aching?
Bones are aching, Annie. Storm's coming. No, because I could hear the thunder through my headphones.
Oh, I think that's your bones.
And the thunder rolls. And the lightning strikes. Bow, bow, bow. Yeah, so it says error, YouTube is not responding. Frank's in the chat, though, so that's working.
Yeah, you're still live.
Okay. All right. Well, let's ride this bitch out. So what we have coming up, we're gonna get to first impressions. Essentially, what first impressions is show a picture to Frank and Lan, get the first thought that's in their head, and then we talk about that particular topic. Today we're talking about The Naked Gun, Batman and Robin, that peach of a movie, something that you probably forgot about when it came to WCW, and then Men in Black. We also have coming attractions, what's new this week. We're going to get to some 5 fast questions, 90s trivia, and then our movie draft today, John Goodman movie draft. And look at that, Lan's in the chat too. Look at you guys.
We had to make sure it was, we had to crank it up to make sure the engine was still rolling.
Don't forget, we do have different membership tiers here on the channel. We have the Member Lorian, that's $4.99 a month, or the channel supporters, just 99 cents a month. So if you can afford 99 cents a month, it's greatly appreciated, and you'll get yourself a little sticker pack here. We got 3 of them. There's the Real Brandalorian sticker, we have the History of Rock sticker, and then, of course, we have the coveted Cross-Eyed Bear sticker. So you get those if you become a channel supporter. If you become a member Lorian, you not only get the stickers, but have t-shirts with these logos on them, and you get to pick one of them. Sizes aren't guaranteed, by the way, but I do have a bunch of those t-shirts. Nightmare's here.
Hey, see, she said.
Yeah, she says you're actually getting some action with the storm. It's just cloudy on the east side. Oh, it's, how did my old baseball coach call it? It's like a cow pissing on a flat rock out there right now.
It's like a bag of dicks.
It's like a bag of dicks. I really want to try and fix this camera, but I'm not really sure if I want to keep messing with it.
See, here in Florida, we have it timed to where it happens between 12 and 3.
Yep.
And then the rest of the day, it's just balls hot.
Ah, it fucking froze again. God damn it. All right. I got to stop messing with it. It's not going to work. It's not going to happen today. We're just
Gotta ignore it.
Stop playing with it or it's going to fall off.
Yeah. OBS is going to give me hairy palms. Or I'm going to go blind. There's a segment we could do. What were all of the things they told you would happen if you masturbated too much? You'll pull it off.
I think I remember that Harry
very
Palms
relaxed
one. I
person.
think that was the one that I remember hearing.
Well, that was always a joke in comedies where somebody would they would like come out of the bathroom and they'd have like hair on their palms and stuff. They're like, oh, look what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so don't forget about the membership tiers. Also, we're thinking about a name for the show. So all suggestions are welcome. We're trying to figure this out. I even reached out to Shim about possibly doing a theme song for the show. And I'm trying to get him to see if maybe if he can do it where we do a live stream on his channel while we write and create the theme song. And there would be 2 different versions.
He would hate us.
Well, no, not us. It's me and him.
Okay.
It would be over on his channel. I mean, you guys would be more than welcome to pop on in if you wanted, but the whole point is nostalgia. Because what I'm kind of focusing now on these live streams is things that were popular 80s, 90s, 2000s. So kind of things that bring back up memories, nostalgia, memory lane. But, the big question or the big speed bump is that it can't be something that already exists. Because originally, obviously, I was kind of like, oh, memory lane would be kind of cool. You can't do that because there's already a podcast out there called Memory Lane. So it's got to be something that's not already out there.
The Today Show.
The Today Show. I think that's available. Was that in Friends when they were telling Joey to change his name? He's like, maybe I'll go by Joseph.
Joseph Stalin.
Stalin. Let me see here. What else do we have? Oh, I got to congratulate the Florida Panthers, by the way, winning the Stanley Cup. They were up 3-0 in the series. Then they lost 3 games, and then they ended up winning the final game 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this storm is rolling right. I don't know if it's picking up the thunder at all.
We're not hearing anything here.
But yeah, it is. It's rolling right up over top of me right now.
Florida Panthers is first hockey jersey I ever owned.
Really? Why?
Really?
Yeah.
Florida?
I don't know. My brother just got me it.
They looked
still
cool
have it?
back in the day.
Wait, what now?
Oh, yeah.
Do you still have it?
Nah, I don't think so.
Oh, that's some weak sauce, man. When I lived down there, that was always it was really the one team that I could kind of get behind because I never had my own NHL team. They gave us free tickets. We worked a lot with the Panthers. And one of the things that was interesting is I was watching this playoff run. Anytime they were at home, I was the one that created all of their entire playlist for the music that they played during the games. And I swear to God, they haven't changed those out in the 20 years it's been since I made these CDs.
Hey,
Because it was all the exact same goddamn music, man. I swear to God.
If it ain't broke, man.
I swear to God that it was the exact same stuff. So I got to do that. Now we're going to get to, let me see here. We're going to do the weekly poll recap there, boys. All right,
Yeah,
let's go. We got the polls. So let's go back to the 20th. And that poll was, which Nickelodeon kids game show did you want to be on most? I had Double Dare, Guts, Legends of the Hidden Temple, and Nick Arcade. Which one do you guys think won the poll?
It was definitely Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Lan?
Double Dare.
Lan's going Double Dare. Frank is saying Legends of the Hidden Temple. Oop, oh, shit. It's on the wrong one there.
It sounds like you're pushing both poops for both of us.
Yeah, I know. Frank gets the point. Legends of the Hidden Temple ran away with it. 55% of the vote going to Legends of the
golden
Hidden
monkeys,
Temple.
the blue
Never watched
barracudas.
Legends of the Hidden Temple was dope.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
never watched any of those.
Here's another one for you guys.
Missed out, Alan.
Who is the greatest? And see, for me personally, I would go with Legends of the Hidden Temple. Or I'm sorry, with Guts. That's the one I always wanted to be on because it was
Because
kind
the
of like,
trophy was cool.
well, it was kind of like a kid's version of American Gladiators.
Yeah, that's basically all it was. Yeah.
So next poll I put up: who is the greatest action movie star of all time?
Oh boy.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Jean-Claude Van Damme, or Bruce Willis? Lan, who do you think won the poll?
Who won the poll? I'd say Arnold.
All right, Frank.
Yeah, it's gotta be Arnold.
1 point each. But the way you phrased that, Lan, it made it seem like there's somebody else that you would put above Arnold.
No.
I mean, personal choice.
Well, I mean, personal choice. Like, I enjoyed. I don't know. Like, it's a hard one for me to say. Like, who I would say is the best.
All right. Well,
But Jackie
no gun to
Chan
your head
would
right now.
definitely be
Well,
up there.
Stallone won an Oscar, so you could put that above the others.
Schwarzenegger was a governor.
That's true, but I mean, anybody can be a governor these
Yeah, well-
days, apparently.
Jackie Chan hated his son.
Did he really?
Not on the list, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I think
Right.
that's what
Yeah,
I think
on
that's
my
I think that's who Lan
Is it
really
his
wanted.
son or is his daughter that he did? I thought it was one of them. Oh.
All right, next poll. What was your first cell phone? I put the Nokia Brick, the Motorola Razr, the BlackBerry, or the iPhone. Frank, which one do you think won the poll?
I'm gonna think it was. I'll go with iPhone just because I think just the age group that'd probably be where it was at is iPhone.
Okay,
But
Lan?
I can tell you about mine in a minute.
Well, of course. But Lan, what do you think?
I'll go opposite of Frank. I'll say the Nokia.
Big Lan, yeah, 49% of people had that Nokia Brick. I had one of those, and that wasn't my first one.
Voting.
So my first one, which was technically a phone that was shared by the family, it was pretty
Yeah.
big. And it was just one that when I was 18, 19 years old, if I was going out somewhere, like I went to the river a lot when I was 18, 19 years old. And so when we would go out there, my mom would have me take the cell phone despite the fact it had no service while we were out there. But that was my first one. But I had that. And then I remember my personal first one, it was like the little silver singular flip phone.
Okay.
You guys remember those ones? Like that was my first one that I remember actually being my phone. So what was your first one, Frank?
Well, the one that you had, the picture of the Nokia one, wasn't like the one that I had. I had that brick one as well, but it was like the one that Mulder had on X-Files. And I remember thinking that it was like so cool to have, but looking back at it now, it's like that thing weighed 5 pounds and basically did nothing for you.
Yep.
I mean, it had the game Snake on it, which I guess was cool.
Hell yes.
But I think I had that one up until I don't even remember what my second phone actually was. But yeah, those brick ones were just out everywhere. I think because it was only 2 companies at that point. That sounds crazy.
It always just reminds me of the Community episode when Britta calls the group back, and Donald Glover's like, she's calling us. She's old. She still uses her phone as a phone. Lane, what was your first phone?
It was a Samsung flip phone. And it
go.
was like one of the first phones that had an animated screen.
Ooh.
Where you could do animations on the screen.
Old Captain Fancy Pants right there. All right, next poll.
And my second one was a Razor.
I never had a Razor, actually. Did you have a Razor, Frank?
Is that? I don't know. I might have. Is it a Samsung Razor?
It was a Motorola Razor.
Motorola. I might have had one of those. Yeah, I actually might have the little flip phone things. I think I did.
Motorola.
Great phone too. That's like one of my all-time favorite phones.
Yeah, I never broke that one. So.
All right. Next poll was, what is the most overrated movie of all time? Scarface, The Godfather, The Shawshank Redemption, or Silence of the Lambs? Land.
Now,
which
I
one?
happened.
You said overrated?
Overrated.
Overrated?
I'm not asking you which one you think is overrated.
Mm-hmm.
Which one do you think won the poll?
I'm going with actually what I think is overrated. I'm going with Scarface.
Oh, okay. All right, Frank.
So I'll go with Godfather. I have to say, I didn't see what the percentage was on those, but I was reading the comments, and a lot of people were giving you shit.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, it's great. It's great, but Lane gets the point. Scarface 33%, Godfather 26%. Yeah, people apparently fucking hated me for this because they were just
You're like, oh, those are great movies. What are you talking about?
So the top
God, why do people get so worked up over somebody else's opinion?
top 3 answers were, one person was like, how about none? Which is fine. It's not angry. But then the next person says, terrible list. And then the next guy says, fuck that. All these movies here are classic. And then there was a huge thread of people talking about the movie Heat, by the way. So if you want to find this stuff, go to my YouTube channel and then go to the community section, and you'll find all of these polls and posts and other things that I put up there that are not videos. All right, so that was most overrated movie. The next poll: what is the strangest brand mascot of all time? The Burger King, the Quiznos Sponge Monkeys, that Six Flags dancing guy, or the Noid?
No, the Quizno monkeys were the weirdest fucking thing.
I don't even know what that is.
You
I'm looking that up. Wait, what's it called again? Quiznos
Sponge Monkeys.
Gremlins. They're like mid 2000s. I think they did a contest or something to have somebody come up with a commercial, and it's like these.
You don't remember that one, Lane?
Came up with it.
No, I don't.
Oh, it was awful.
All right, well, that one ran away with it. I'm not going to give points on that one. It was 60% of people voted for the Quiznos Sponge Monkeys.
I do not remember that at all.
Yeah.
No, that Burger King guy did kind of freak me out from time to time.
Yes, he definitely was weird. All right, 2 more polls
He had
here.
video games.
And one thing that you're going to notice with these polls is they're being related to some of the stuff that we did on last week's live stream. So if you want to see these conversations, make sure that you go jump back to last week's live stream. I'm also putting them up as separate clips. So if you don't want to sit for the full hour and watch the entire live stream, you can take 3, 4, 8 minutes out of your day and you can go watch this stuff. And make sure you click in the thumbs up on there. The next poll was, what is the best dessert of all time? Cheesecake, chocolate chip cookie, or apple pie? Oh, Vero's not happy that I put that song in her head.
You're welcome.
All right, Lane, what do you think won the poll here? Cheesecake, chocolate cake, chocolate chip cookie, or apple pie?
Chocolate cake.
He's going
Yeah,
chocolate
I'm gonna
cake.
go with chocolate cake as well.
No. Cheesecake. 40% of people voted for cheesecake.
Yeah.
27% for chocolate cake. Apple pie bringing in the rear at 13%. All right, final poll. We have, and this is related to the movie draft that we have coming up later today. What is the greatest John Goodman movie? Is it Barton
John
Fink,
Gorman?
The Big Lebowski, Monsters Inc., or Raising Arizona?
Big Lebowski.
Lebowski.
Yeah, you both get a point on that one. 50% of people voted for The Big Lebowski. 42%, though, did vote for Monsters, Inc., and then you had Barton Fink and Raising Arizona, which I don't think a lot of people really, at least even in the younger demographic, don't know what Raising Arizona is. I mean, that was really early on.
The one that got Nicolas Cage an Oscar nomination, kids.
Yeah.
Did he get nominated for Raising Arizona?
Yeah.
Oh, I totally
Almost
forgot about
won,
that.
too. I forgot who he
Shit.
lost to that year.
Well, how do you... Okay, you say almost won. Like, did you count the votes?
No, like, like they even say, like, it was really close. I can't remember who he lost to, because that was, what, 89, 88? When was that?
It's a good movie. And I believe it was a Coen
Yeah.
Brothers. It's kind of where he started with the Coen Brothers right there. So make sure you check that out. We do have the John Goodman movie draft coming up here at the end of the stream, but it's time to get to first impressions.
Impress.
All right, boys. It is about that time for first impressions. I'm going to show you guys a picture, and I want to get your first reaction, your first thoughts when you see this. What do you think?
I honestly
That
don't know
whole
what
sequence.
to think.
I think of.
It's obviously a guy urinating because it says it on the box.
So the reason that we're talking about
Whoops.
so the reason that we're talking about the Naked Gun is because Naked Gun 2.5 was released back in June 28th, 1991. It made $192 million at the box office on a $23 million budget, while the first Naked Gun, that was released in on December 2nd, 1988, that one made $152.4 million on a $12 million budget.
The
Now-
fact that he went handless is impressive.
Exactly. Now, do you remember what the full name of each of those movies are?
Some police squad.
Lan, do you remember?
Naked Gun, wasn't it? From the Files of Police Squad.
Hey,
The first one.
oh, right there. From the Files of Police Squad.
Is that Reggie
And-
Jackson?
Yeah, you don't remember
Yeah,
that?
he was
Oh,
in the movie.
Oh, don't
Yeah.
worry. We're gonna get to Reggie Jackson here in just a minute too. But do you remember what the second one, what the full title was?
Wasn't it 2.5? Smell of Fear?
It was 2.5. The guy next to me is going to kill his wife in the future and get away with murder.
Nope. The Naked
Ah.
Gun 2.5. The Smell of Fear. Well, I mean, in all reality, O.J. Simpson was in the first one too. Undercover guy, right there.
And he was amazing. He was so good in that movie.
You like the poster where it says here, "You've read the ad, now see the movie." So the first movie was originally going to be called Police Squad. It was based on the TV show, but it sounded too close to Police Academy, so they ultimately went with The Naked Gun. Now, in the first movie, the actress who plays the Queen Elizabeth II, she made a living
Clearly
as
looks English.
she made a living as an impersonator.
Impersonating Queen Elizabeth?
Yep.
Or somebody else.
Jeanette Charles once got a
Carrot Top.
portrait of herself painted as a gift for her husband, and the artist told her how much she looked like the Queen. She ended up on multiple shows and movies, including European Vacation and Austin
Oh,
Powers
okay.
and Goldmember.
Okay.
I wonder if they're like slightly related.
You never know, but then don't forget that one.
Look at that guy's face behind him. Just supposed to be
This
the,
guy
the
right here.
prince. Yeah. His eyes are about to pop out of his fucking skull.
And here's this one for Frank. Was Reggie Jackson retired from baseball by the time that they filmed the movie?
When was this filmed?
It was 87, 88?
88.
88.
Oh,
No.
It was filmed in 88 and it was released in 88.
I think he retired in '89, didn't he?
Yeah, no, I think he was still playing.
No, he retired in 87.
Ooh.
Oh.
And his last season, he was actually an Oakland Athletic, not a California Angel.
All right.
I got one more
Did he ever
picture
play
here.
for the Angels?
What's that?
Did he ever play for the Angels?
Yeah, he did. He actually
did.
did the year before in 1986.
Ah, okay.
And I have a short coming out that's going to be, or a reel that's going to be on all my different channels. That's about the shit that Reggie Jackson went through playing high school football and how it got to the point where they basically told him, you're never going to walk again. So look out for that
That's why
one.
he came to
ladies and
game
gentlemen.
with guns?
Huh?
So that's why he came to games with guns?
Yes, exactly. It was to kill the queen. Wasn't the gun hidden underneath the base?
Yeah, it was under the second base.
That's right. All right. And I got one more picture. Lan, this one specifically for you. What is your first thought when you see this?
It's Enrico Palazzo.
My
Hell
thought is Pee Wee Herman.
I'm so glad you brought that up, Frank, because that actor's name is Mark Holton, who you would also recognize from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Guy behind him was using the Sheen from Coming
to America?
Coming to America. Yeah.
Hold on, let me go.
That's
Let me go
not,
back one photo.
Jerry Curl.
That guy?
That dude, yeah, he had the soul glow or
Soul
whatever. I love his button chops into his huge ass, biker goatee there. That man was rocking it.
What are you talking
Plus the guy with the
about?
mullet. Look at the mullet guy behind
this guy?
Yeah.
Killing
Look
it.
at that guy living the dream.
All right, so Mark Holton, obviously he played Francis. He was the one that tried to steal, or did steal Pee-wee's bike.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was also in, you guys, can you think of any other movies that he was in?
Yeah, he was in the baseball movie, the grown-up boy from A League of Their Own.
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
You're
gonna live, you're gonna live.
He was Stillwell, the older version of Stillwell, in A League of
He
Their
died
Own.
like 15 years ago or something.
Nope. I was gonna play that game. Mark Holton, alive or dead? He's alive.
Huh.
Still rocking and rolling, and still playing basketball with the Beavers. Because remember, he was in Teen Wolf.
He's a good character actor. He was like the dumpy fat guy that you had in every movie.
Put a pin in that for a second here.
Right.
What was his name in Teen Wolf?
Tubby.
Yeah, really, you're close.
Chubby?
It was Chubby.
There you go.
Oh my
It's a double
God.
entendre.
All right. Next picture here for you guys. As we're moving on to our next movie. What is your first impression when I show you this?
Oh, the worst. Why wasn't Arnold Bane?
Yeah, I think that was probably...
Who did play Bane? Wasn't it a wrestler who played Bane?
Some
it
bodybuilder.
was, and we
thing.
are going to get to that here in just a minute. But first, I got to tell you that Batman and Robin was released June 20th, 1997. It made $238 million on a budget that was estimated between $125 to $160 million. Now, Bane was played by Robert Jeep Swenson Jr. He wrestled professionally. He had I believe at one point he had like a running beef with Bruiser Brody.
Okay.
And then he had a career as a stuntman and an actor. He died just under 2 months after the release of Batman and Robin.
Wow.
Heart attack, which everybody related to his steroid use.
Steroids? Yeah.
So, Batman and Robin is
Awful.
an interesting film in the sense of how it affected Hollywood in being unsuccessful, and also if it had been successful, it would have altered Hollywood regardless. So this was the second Joel Schumacher Batman movie, and there was a third one planned. It was going to be called Batman Unchained. The canceled movie was going to be darker and a darker and more dramatic take on Batman. In the film, he was going to be taking on the Scarecrow and Harley Quinn, who was going to be the daughter of the Joker, who was out for revenge for his death that happened in Tim Burton's Batman.
That'd be an interesting way to try to keep that in some sort of line.
The script was already written, but then when Batman and Robin bombed, they scrapped the whole idea.
Yeah.
Wally over in the YouTube chat says, I could have sworn Bane was played by Dan Aykroyd. I can't tell if you're trolling me or not.
That has to be a troll.
So the villains from this Batman Unchained that was never released, they were going to attack Batman's psyche with hallucinations that would have created cameos for Jack Nicholson's Joker. So he would have returned.
You think he actually would have?
They were. I mean, it was in their plans, so it would have been up to him.
I don't do sequels.
Now, how this ultimately did affect Hollywood was that this cancellation meant that with Batman Unchained not coming out, they ended up rebooting the franchise, opening the door for Christopher Nolan, and how he ended up presenting Batman. It changed how they looked at James Bond and Star Trek and a lot of different movies where they made them darker, more dramatic, and more realistic.
Uh-huh. I actually read that somewhere before. That movie sucked.
Next picture for you guys. Are you ready? What is your first impression? I'm going to show you that.
The beginning of the end.
So I saw this picture. Somebody posted it on Reddit with the question of when did WCW become unwatchable TV for you? I'm not talking about moments like the F-Pod or Starcade 97. I mean week to week bad.
You know what the funny thing is about that is I actually saw an interview with Arquette, and he said after he won that championship, he was back in the locker room, and he's like super excited and going nuts, and then he turns to Booker T. He's like, yeah, man, this is great. How many times have you won it? And Booker T goes, none. And he said David Arquette then sat there, and he said he felt like the worst asshole ever, because here he is, a guy that's never been in wrestling, and he gets the belt. And Booker T had been doing it for like 15 years at that point and had not won the belt. So, yeah.
Wasn't this also all kind of around the movie
Pushing the
that
movie.
he did?
Yeah.
The movie, yeah.
The movie. Because he only held the belt, I think, for like a week, and then he ended up losing it. But
Yeah, it was,
people make
it
it
was a
seem like he
promotional
held
gimmick.
it for a month. Yeah, people make it seem like he held it for a month.
I think it was just the sheer fact that he won it.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
was.
it's
Yeah.
highly disrespectful to give that belt to somebody.
You know
who
whose
hasn't
idea
trained
was?
and who hasn't put his body on the line like all these other guys have for so long.
You know
fucking
whose
slap in
idea?
the face.
Yeah. You know whose idea it was? Brainchild? Tony Schiavone. So if you want to hate somebody about it, you can hate Tony Schiavone. Because he brought it up as a hey, well, what if this happened instead? And they ran with it.
Good Lord. All right, I got another WCW picture here for you guys. You guys remember what this is?
Oh,
I went there.
the restaurant.
The WCW Nitro
It
Grill.
was in Circus, wasn't it?
It was a pro wrestling themed steakhouse in Las Vegas. By the way,
How was it?
Didn't eat
I'm
there. I
assuming
just
it didn't do well because it opened May 22nd, 1999, and it was closed a little over a year later on September 30th, the year 2000.
The restaurants is a hard business anyways.
Yeah, I mean, their plan was obviously to go open a whole bunch of these as a franchise,
Right.
and they would host parties for WCW Monday Nitro and WCW Thunder.
Where the big boys eat.
Yeah.
I like it. They superimposed a fork and a knife in his hand from another picture.
What are you talking about? It looks realistic.
They should have put a giant steak hanging from its mouth.
That actually would have been pretty good. So this, I think, is what the cover maybe of the or a flyer looked like, because here is the menu. You got
big
the
sexy, like
Thunderburger, Sting
Sting
Burger,
Burger,
Hogan Burger.
So basically, burger is what you're getting. From
Yeah,
this
you got
place.
you got the DDB, the Diamond Dallas Burger, the Gold Burger. You had the Crippler crossface cheesesteak.
Cheesesteak.
Havoc
I
chicken.
remember I looked at the menu and they had like steaks and like other stuff besides burgers.
Was one of them
Well, they
called
had the
Big
Super
Sexy
Brawl.
Steak?
They had the Super Brawl steak sandwich right here.
Oh, you know what would have been better for the Big Sexy if it was like a wiener? It would have been the Big Sexy hot dog.
Extra long. So then here they had the undercard, which would be the appetizers. You have your wrestling rings, broken fingers, Macho Man nachos, headlock hot wings, clothesline quesadillas, chokeslam cheese fries, the Gut Buster, which by the way is a combination of ribs, wings, fried cheese, and broken fingers. That'd be essentially kind of your sample platter.
They basically stole an Applebee's menu and just put like
wrestling names on it.
Yeah. That's probably really all they did for this whole thing. So,
or Planet Hollywood, one or the other.
Yeah, the big thing when we went to Vegas and we went to the restaurant was the fact that they had a big old souvenir shop.
Yeah,
and I remember I think we bought my brother a Nitro Stein, a glass Stein that said Nitro on it.
Are you sure it wasn't a Nitro Steiner?
Oh,
maybe.
All right, next photo. What is your guys' first impression when I show you this?
Put on
like sugar water.
Like he had egger soup.
You guys are both getting it. You both covered both ends of the spectrum because one does it look like it was wearing an egger suit. The other one's for sugar water. So this obviously is Men in Black. It was released July 2nd, 1997. It made $498.4 million on a $90 million budget.
Would you like some lemonade? Oh, yes, please.
She was great in that movie, man. She's fantastic. All right, so here's essentially your poster for Men in Black.
I remember seeing it at theaters. That summer was all hyped up for that. That was fantastic.
It was a good movie.
So director Barry Sonnenfeld joined the movie after original director Les Mayfield dropped out. Sonnenfeld did not want to work with Tommy Lee Jones because of his temper, or the temper that he had heard about.
Yeah.
But to Sonnenfeld's surprise, he actually enjoyed working with Jones. He said, quote, "He can be difficult if you don't have clear opinions, but we got along extraordinarily well." Sonnenfeld got his start as a cinematographer for the Coen brothers, working on movies like Blood Simple, Miller's Crossing, and Raising Arizona. He also worked on Big, When Harry Met Sally, Misery, The Addams Family films, and Get Shorty.
Yeah, you could see the Addams Family kind of sense in the Men in Black movie. It had some kind of same tone.
So there are obviously people out there who believe that the Men in Black actually do exist.
Yeah, exist.
Including the writer of the comic book.
Yeah.
Lowell Cunningham. He wrote the comic in the early 90s, and apparently he kind of believes that they exist. And one more final fact here about Men in Black. There was a 21 Jump Street crossover that was discussed in 2013.
Yeah, I remember that.
The fourth installment was being talked about with 22 Jump Street writer Orrin Uziel. I'm hoping I get that name right. Now, it didn't happen, although the fourth movie from Men in Black did, which was Men in Black International. It was released in 2019, and it starred Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson.
There was also, I think, like a possible crossover with Ninja Turtles and Men in Black was on the table, I think, as well.
I can see that.
And Ghostbusters, I think, was thrown in there somewhere along the way, too. There was a whole lot of
They're
weird
just taking
crap
every
going
single
on.
IP and being like, hey,
they're
let's
just trying to get as much money as they could out
throw
of it.
this
The
up against the
Avengers
wall.
and Men in Black.
Steve would say maybe Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Garfield and Men in Black.
Odie.
Man,
With Odie and
Garfield's
Nermal.
done out, hadn't it?
All right. All right, coming attractions. Things that are coming out this week. FX's The Bear, third season on Hulu. That's actually
I've never
dropping
seen an
tomorrow.
episode.
It's a really good show. It's a really good show. Do you guys know that MTV Cribs is still a thing?
Cribs? Yeah. I haven't watched it in like 25 years.
Well, season 19 actually debuted back October 27th, 2022, but it is now available on Paramount Plus if you do want to go watch. Season 19 of MTV Cribs.
I thought they got rid of it because they were worried that it was sending the wrong impression to people, like having these celebrities show like living in
They've
these.
been doing that for ages, though. Remember Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous?
Right, but well, the one thing too was you found out a lot of those like from the '90s. They didn't actually own any of that stuff they were showing off, like
Oh,
the
it was all
houses
rentals.
and
Yeah.
the car. Yeah, it was all leased out. Like none of it was theirs. So it was like all
I
fake.
mean, what does it matter? It's on a channel called Music Television.
Yeah,
They don't play music.
But I mean, it's like people on Twitter, they believe everything, and when they find out it's not real, then they turn against the creator. So,
Newsflash. Nothing out there is real. Shit, this isn't real.
We're not real.
We're not
but
real, man.
The Men in Black.
I'm being controlled by two little aliens in my head.
Yeah, the Men in Black are real though. So,
Also coming out this week, A Quiet Place Day 1. That's going to be in theaters tomorrow. That's June 27th. And then coming up next week on the live stream, we'll look at some of the big things that are going to you can look forward to coming up in July.
4th of July.
All right, anything big you guys are looking forward to coming up here in the next week or so?
I
You got Copa America still going on. You have Euro 2024 going on, Lan. I know that's up your alley.
The Olympics will happen in what, a month or so?
Yeah, they're doing the Olympic trials right now.
I still don't know. Did that biker movie come out and bomb? Because I haven't seen anything about it, and I don't know if it came out last weekend or this weekend.
I thought it was last weekend.
It must have bombed because I've heard nothing about it since.
Yeah, it was out last weekend.
So it bombed.
Well, let's take a look.
Those it's like movies are just in a weird space right now. It's like, unless you're a known entity that people really care about seeing, it's like any other form of movie. If it's not on a streaming service, people are not going to go see in theaters if they don't know what it is. Just kind of sad.
Yeah, I guess it really didn't do all that hot. It was a $10 million debut. That's it for opening weekend.
I started getting worried when I started, like, when I was on Instagram, seeing all these people, like, it was being promoted like in different ads, and I was like, that's never good when you have social media people on there, like, over, hyping a movie. I was like, they must know they're not going to hit their mark or something. But yeah, I worry about the movie industry with this nowadays.
All right, Frank, are you ready?
Yep.
You got your questions ready?
Yes.
Are you ready to go? Because I'm going to hit the music. Once we hit the music,
are you ready?
We got 60 seconds. I got to answer the
you
questions
ready?
fast. I'm ready to go. Are you ready to go? You ready to go?
Are you ready?
Lan, are you ready
Are
to
you
go?
ready?
Sure.
Yeah, Lan's ready to go.
Are
All right.
you ready?
Boom, boom. Break it down. By the way, really quick side note. Every single time on my Instagram feed when ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages comes on, I say the whole thing out loud and it irritates the shit out of my wife.
There you go.
All right, here we go. Straight face and... All right, it is time for 5 fast questions. Frank has the questions. I have the answers. Frank, fire away, sir.
Number 1, who's the greatest athlete of all time?
Bo Jackson.
Number 2, what's the worst thing about money?
It's too big of a priority for far too many people.
Number 3, what's the most delicious fruit?
Mango.
Number 4, what's the greatest board game of all time?
Monopoly.
Number 5, what's the worst thing your kid has ever done?
All right, you ready for this one? She called Slipknot emo. And that is 5 fast questions.
I can see it.
Oh, that one broke my soul when she said it because I guess there was some girl. We'll start there. We go through all the questions, but we're going to start with this one. Because there was some girl in her school that she was talking about, like, and she just goes, "Oh my God, she's so emo." And I go, "What do you mean by that? Like, what does she do that's emo?" And she goes, "Well, she listens to all these weird bands like Slipknot." And I'm like, "Oh, all right, we're gonna go and we're gonna listen to some music right now." And I said, first of all, emo's for pussies, so get that straight at this point. And Slipknot is not emo. And then I actually played her. I think I picked out like I don't remember what fucking emo songs I picked, and it was like "Tonight's the night," like all that shit. And then I put on actual Slipknot, which is fucking rad. And hopefully now she knows the difference between the two. But anyway, all right, let's go back to question 1. What was question 1?
Greatest athlete of all time? You said Bo Jackson.
I mean, it's got like.
It's to me, it's either Bo Jackson or Deion
Or Deion
Sanders. Those are the only,
Sanders,
yeah, those are the only
I think
two in my
those two.
lifetime that I
Well,
would put in there.
Because as
Jim Thorpe.
I was gonna
Jim
say,
Thorpe is the best.
I was gonna say Jim Thorpe out there. Because
That kid Achilles used to do things back in the day.
well, because like honestly, like after I'd said Bo Jackson, Jim Thorpe did pop into my head because he's considered one of just the greatest overall athletes of all time.
Mhm.
Jackie Robinson was an amazing athlete as well. We just happen to know him for baseball. But
Mhm.
and it's what's interesting is do you guys ever go back and watch what some of these stud football players looked like when they were in high school?
Yeah.
And now it's men against kids.
Yeah. Who's the dude from Georgia? The running back.
What do you mean, Jadeveon Clowney?
No. The guy from the '80s. I can't remember. He ran for Congress or Senate.
Oh, Herschel
and
Walker.
Herschel Walker. Look at his high school
Yeah.
tapes. That
Yes.
dude was a freaking tree trunk
Yeah.
playing with branches. That
Yep.
was wild.
Yeah. Yeah. It was insane. All right. Well, I'm locking in on Bo Jackson. So
I'm gonna lock in with Dion. I
right,
saw
well,
him
yeah.
live. That guy
Homer.
was wild.
Homer. Lan, who are you going with?
Dude.
You get the deciding pick.
I say both. I'm thinking both of them.
Dion ran track and then jumped over the wall and played a full 9 innings of baseball. That guy is wild.
Bo Jackson was better. All right. What was the next question?
He did run up a wall. That was pretty cool.
Next
Bo Jackson broke his hip.
He did.
Dion didn't have an injury.
Dion lost 2 toes.
Dion, yeah, he lost 2 toes. What are we talking about? It's a frostbite or
Have
whatever.
you
the
seen
hell it
that,
was.
Lan?
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's sans a couple.
Yeah,
of
but that
toes
was
now.
after he played.
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
it?
this is only a couple of years
Yeah.
ago. So now, if
Yeah,
you
I
want
guess
to,
that actually puts Deion Sanders as a better athlete then.
well, I don't. I mean, he would have to run in circles now. But all right, what was the next question?
Number 2. What's the worst thing about money?
I mean, it's just it's too
I don't
much
have
of a
enough
priority.
of it.
Well, there's that, but it's also
Mine
too much
was
of a
it
priority.
melts when it hits water.
It melts when it hits water.
The paper stuff does. Yeah, it melts.
Oh, I was gonna be like, I didn't know coins could melt.
Well, if you put
Yeah,
them
if
in
you heat 'em
lava.
up. Yeah.
All right, next question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the most delicious fruit? Punani.
Punani. It's pronounced punani.
What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Jesus, I said mango.
Punani.
I love mangoes, man. Okay, if there's one fruit you get for the rest of your life, and it's the only fruit you ever get, shit. See, now I wish I hadn't said mango, because
No,
I
you're
might go
stuck with it.
pineapple, because like fresh pineapple
See?
is fucking amazing.
Yeah, but pineapple after a while messes like the top of your mouth and tongue up because the acidity to it. I'd have to go with strawberries. I love pineapple, but I'd have to go with strawberries just on that fact.
All right,
that it
Lan?
just,
I'm going with mango.
Oh, okay. I guess
I
mango.
mean, I
it
grew
is.
up eating mangoes, and I can't get enough of them.
You know what I
Yeah.
think of immediately when we say mango? Do you remember the
What's
old Tiny Toons
SNL?
bit?
oh,
Mango juice. You don't remember that?
I don't remember that.
Fuck, move on. What's the next question?
I thought you were gonna go with the Saturday Night Live character Mango.
No, I thought that was Mongo.
Was it Mongo? Okay, it was.
Mongo McMichael?
Is he still alive?
No. He passed away a couple years ago, didn't he?
No, I think he's like on his deathbed right now.
Mongo McMichael? Oh, you mean Steve McMichael?
Steve McMichael.
McMichael,
the-
yeah.
Yeah, he was sick. I think he did just pass away. Nope, he's still around.
Oh, wow.
Still
Yeah, but
kicking.
I believe he's pretty
Sure.
sick though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
like
he's about to go.
Yeah, he's not doing too good.
Really quick. Oh yeah, let me see here. Yeah, he was diagnosed with ALS in 2021.
There you go.
God, man. All right. And what was the last question
Right.
there, Frank?
It was the greatest board game of all time.
Monopoly.
Risk.
No, it's Monopoly. Lan?
Stratego. No,
Hero
I'll
Quest.
say, I'll say Monopoly.
What else would be other like? What would you put in that category?
Sorry, I mean
Life?
sorry when you're a kid.
So-
Yeah,
the
life
game
is
of life.
one.
Yeah. Clue.
Clue.
See,
yeah,
I never
Clue, yeah.
never really played Clue. Didn't have the
Dude, Clue is the shit.
mentality for it.
Clue is the absolute shit. All right.
Mousetrap was a big one when I was a kid, except the whole setting everything up.
All right. You want me to be completely honest here? This will be the last thing on the subject before we move on, because my wife and I were talking about things that we can kind of do as a family so that we're not glued to the television. Like we're not just sitting in the living room watching TV. So I brought up board games. And I may have thrown a bit of a hissy fit that she won't let me go buy Mousetrap because I never owned it as a kid. She might be able to confirm that I stomped away in anger, that she won't let me get
Oh, so now you
Mousetrap.
have to buy it because you threw the kid fit, right?
I told her, I'm like, dude, you got the guy, the jumper? Remember this dude?
Yeah, he never hit the
Yeah,
he never hit the bucket.
He never
either.
made it
Never
into the
hit
tub.
bucket.
Never fucking made it. Or that when the actual trap is coming down, it's all
You get stuck.
and it just sits there. Oh, for the love of God.
Weren't you supposed to like build that as you were playing the
Yeah.
game? But we were so kids like, no, screw it. We'd build it beforehand, anyways.
I think it was premise of the game was to actually, when you landed on certain spaces, you would attach a certain point to your Rube Goldberg, if you will.
There you go.
I never played the game.
You mean a Goldberger?
A Goldberger, yes, exactly.
I'll take a cheese.
All right. 90s trivia time there, boys. Right now, Land's got a 1-point lead, 4-3. First one to 10 points. Wins it. 90s trivia right here. Now, I do have decks of cards with other trivia. So if next week, either if you're watching this on the live stream, if you're watching this on a replay, or Frank or Land, if you guys do want to do, what do I have? I got 80s, 2000s, and 2010s. So basically the last like 40 years.
Yeah.
Neat.
All right. Where did we leave off here? This will work. All right, Frank. Land's got the lead. So you get to go first. What 1999? Huh?
I said Generation Z. I was just fucking with you.
What 1999 horror movie follows 3 college students filming a documentary as they search for an evil figure in the backwoods of Maryland?
It's the Blair Witch Project.
Gremlins.
Gremlins. You are correct, sir. All right, moving over to Land. What? Oh, Christ. Hold on. This will be the first time you get to see this on the live stream. I can't read the fucking cards.
Put your glasses on.
Jesus. I'm such an old bitch. What Czechoslovakian-born woman was sworn in 1997 as the first female U.S. Secretary of State?
I have no idea.
Frank? Steele?
One more time.
Are you paying attention? No, you don't get to. It's Madeleine Albright.
That's what I was gonna say too, but
No,
I just I was
bullshit.
wondering. I was. It's
Okay.
the only one that I know.
All right, well, we're back to you. We're all tied up at 4. The Dow Jones Industrial Average broke a record on March 29th, 1999, when it closed above what number for the first time? 5,000, 10,000, or 15,000?
10,000.
You are correct, sir. It was 10,000. All right. Moving over to Land. Frank's got the 1-point lead. What MLB duo became the first father and son to play on the same team in the same game in 1990?
Meet the Griffies.
That would be Ken Griffey Jr. and Sr. The Mariners players hit back-to-back in the lineup, and eventually they did what as father and son duo?
Home runs.
They hit a home run.
Eiffel Tower to girl.
Vera says Blair Witch
Probably.
was so annoying. I freaking loved the Blair Witch Project, and we're going to cover that on the live stream coming up here. I saw it 3 times the day that it came out.
You get to annoy Vero twice by singing the Quiznos sub song and then talking about Blair Witch.
subs!
You love these subs!
All right.
the Quiznos subs!
I didn't give Land his point. Land, you got your point there. All right. Frank, during a 1995 vote for independence, what Canadian province had a turnout of 93% with the nuns defeating the Ouies?
Quebec.
Quebec.
That was a guess.
Well, you got it right, sir. The first vote for independence took place in 1980, and that was also defeated. All right, moving on to Land. What is the title of Wes Anderson's first feature-length film about 3 buddies who go on the lam?
Pork chops.
I don't think I've ever actually heard of this movie.
No idea. Star Wars.
You wanna steal there at all, Frank?
Lamb chop sing along.
Bottle Rocket?
Oh, I watched that movie. It has like Owen Wilson and Luke Wilson.
Yeah, released in.
Christopher Walken.
It says right here, released in 1996. It stars the Wilson brothers, Owen and Luke.
Ah, shit.
Ah, shit. What?
All right, we're back to Frank. He's got the 1-point lead. Ladies and gentlemen, what team was Joe Montana playing for when he retired in 1995 after a 16-year career and 4 championship rings?
The Chiefs.
Florida Panthers.
You know what's so funny is my mom actually met Joe Montana like a year before he retired.
Are you sure it wasn't
and-
Joe Montana?
Joe Montana.
No, there's a crazier story is she was introduced to Joe Montana by O.J. Simpson.
Oh,
O.J.
Jesus
Simpson
Christ.
was at the bar like a year before he killed his wife, was talking to my mom and one of her friends and was like, come meet my friends, Joe Montana and Marcus Allen.
There
And
you
she still
go.
has a picture with her and Marcus Allen.
Nice. Yes.
Then he killed his wife.
Kansas City Chiefs was the answer. All right, Lan, you're up next. What newscaster, wife of TV talk show host Maury Povich, was named co-anchor of the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather in 1993?
What the hell was her name?
The Quizno Shops!
Try spitting on it.
Yeah. Like two.
I don't remember her name. The Asian lady.
Connie
Steele.
Chung.
Connie
There you go.
Chung. All right, we're moving back to you, Frank. Next question. What Frank McCourt memoir of his poverty-stricken childhood in Ireland was released in 1996 and won a Pulitzer Prize a year later? I have never heard of this.
The Potato Eaters.
Close. No. Lane, you want to try and steal?
It's kind of. I have no idea.
Angela's Ashes.
Oh, there you
The
go.
fuck?
I know. All right. moving on.
I know about that book too. That's what said.
You know about Angela's Ashes?
Yeah, like in high school. I think it was in high school around the time that came out, and it was one of those that the teachers were making people or trying to make them read.
One of those things that everybody had to read.
Like during the summer, you know, when your summertime off, make sure you read, you know, these books. But yeah.
All right, we're back over to Lan here. Who played the $1 million seeking Dr. Evil in the groovy hit comedy Austin Powers International Man of Mystery in 1997?
The guy from the Halloween movies, Michael Myers.
Mike
was Dana
Myers is
Carvey,
correct.
Dana Carvey.
All right, we're going back to Frank here. What oil giant emerged with Exxon in 1998, with the new company becoming the world's largest petroleum provider?
The BP.
Lan, you want to steal?
No idea, actually.
So if you say the name Exxon, usually there's another word that comes after it.
Mobile.
Valdez.
Exxon Mobil.
There you
Oh.
go.
Mobil was the company. All right.
I thought that's
and-
what it was. I didn't think that's what it was.
And we're back to Lan, I believe, right?
I don't know.
All right. What is the more well-known name of Oh, Jesus, fuck! I'm not doing this one. I can't even.
Well, I want to know what it was now.
Okay, what is the more well-known name of Carol Joseph Wojtyla,
Stalin?
who wrote the nonfiction bestseller "Crossing the Threshold of Hope"? I'll
Yeah,
give you a
no.
hint. Catholics are gonna fucking hate me that I don't know that.
Jurassic Park.
A Bible.
It's Pope John Paul II. That was his real name. His real
wow.
name was Carol. Frank, moving on to you. who had a hit song in the 90s that begins in the time of chimpanzees? I was a monkey.
That's Beck.
All right, Frank's 1 point away from the big victory. The song Loser on his Mellow Gold
I
album.
used to argue with my brothers about that song lyric.
About the time of chimpanzees, there was a monkey?
No, where he says, I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me? I always thought it was cure me. And my younger brother's like, no, they're saying kill me. I was like, no, they're saying cure. They would never say kill me. It's kill
That's
me.
too edgy.
Yeah.
You know, for the
Kill me.
longest time, I thought they were saying so open the door. I was like, so
open the door.
Open the door. It's not, by the way. Anybody who speaks Spanish has told me otherwise. All right, Lan, moving on over to you. Frank is 1 point away from the big victory, but this one's for Lan. What cable channel owned by A&E was launched in 1995 with the tagline, "Where the past comes alive"?
The History Channel?
You are correct, sir. All right, Frank, this
Now
one's
it does
for the
nothing
win.
but shit.
What movie star popularized the the Hummer, the car, when he bought the first two civilian models that rolled off the assembly
That was
line
Arnold
in October
Schwarzenegger.
1992? And he said who?
Arnold. He might have popularized the other Hummer too, for all we know.
Well, he might have. Oh, I don't have the victory song. I still got to add that shit.
Yeah, the fart one.
It's a shame. I can give you that.
Yay!
Frank with the big win. I can take the glasses off. Jesus, I can't believe I got to use those stupid things.
Hey, I can see again.
Good God, I'm such an old bitch. All right.
You old bitch.
I am an old bitch. But moving on, it's final segment time. John Goodman movies, ladies and gentlemen. Frank, as you can see by the points, he was our big wiener of the day, so he gets to pick first, and then Lan, and then myself. And what we were trying to do is we were trying to build the ultimate triple feature of John Goodman movies, with the caveat that once one is chosen, it's off the board. Nobody gets to choose it. So, Frank, what is your first John Goodman movie?
I'm gonna go with one of his more funnier ones for my first one. I'm gonna go with King Ralph.
Really?
Yeah.
Number one overall pick is going to be King frickin' Ralph.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's more.
I'm not
his
saying it's
style.
not a good movie. I'm just a little shocked he went number one overall.
No, it's more of his style. It's probably one of the first movies of him that I ever saw as a kid. Was King Ralph. I think I actually saw it in theaters, honestly.
So if you've never seen it,
Maybe
what ultimately happens is they're taking a photograph of the entire royal family and they all die because they all get electrocuted. And then they find out that he is the next
next
heir
in
in
line.
line to be the king, so he becomes King Ralph. And he dates a stripper.
Yeah, Peter O'Toole was in that, and he was like an old school Hollywood guy, like
Yep.
theater British guy too. So it was interesting seeing both those guys in it. Yeah.
All right, Lan, what is your first pick for John Goodman movies?
I'm gonna go with Monsters Inc.
No shit.
Yeah, because I really haven't watched hardly any.
Well, don't get me wrong. Monsters, Inc. is definitely one that is up there on a lot of people's lists. And I put up the 4 John Goodman movies on my YouTube channel as a poll, and it was Monsters, Inc., Big Lebowski, Barton Fink, and oh shit, I'm forgetting the last one. But Big Lebowski ran away with it at 50%, where Monsters, Inc. it was pretty close at 42%. But you guys just laid it out there for me. I can't believe I'm even going to get to pick the Big Lebowski because that
Well,
is...
I tend to not double pick movies, and I've already picked the Big Lebowski, so
Well, I
that was
can
why
see
I
that.
didn't pick him.
I can see that strategy of why you wouldn't want to do that. So now I got to figure out what the hell I want to do for number 2.
Ah, we screwed you by doing what you didn't think we'd do.
I did have King Ralph and Monsters Inc. both high on my list. Both pretty goddamn high. But I think. Shit. I want to go maybe a little bit rogue here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, god damn it. All right, screw it.
Look what we did, Alan. Look
I'm
what we did.
going with Matinee.
Hey, I was gonna pick that one if nobody else did.
I love this
That's
movie.
a good movie too. Yeah.
It is.
A lot of
it is
people haven't seen it, but it's good.
I don't even know what this is.
It's great.
So he plays. He like essentially it's all about creating an extra dimension to the movie theater experience. So he was the one that came up with when. Like obviously you can see there's a giant ant on the screen. Is that they're doing this? It's a sci-fi movie that he's made that's all about giant ants, I believe, taking over the planet. I might be getting some of this plot wrong, but and then it's in the actual movie theater itself. They put like buzzers in the seats so that it would make people jump when the ants were coming through, and they like added smoke in the theater when stuff happened. So it was kind of like what Disney does now, like what they did with their Bugs Life show and the Muppet show and all that other stuff.
It wasn't giant ants. It was a man that was turning into an ant. It was like a ripoff of The Fly. Like he had a nuclear disaster or explosion, and he got melded with an ant, and he's growing. And I think the movie was called Mant.
Oh, it's right there. Yeah, it's called Man.
Yeah, there it is. It's
half man, half ant, all terror. Hold on.
Yeah. And he's like,
hello.
Half man, half ant, all terror.
Yeah, and he's like promoting the movie and is trying to, really promote, but it's at the same time as the nuclear crisis. It takes place, I think, in Miami. So it's like at the time when the nuclear crisis with Cuba is going on. And so there's this whole aspect. It's like it's in the early 60s. It's a good movie with the way they did everything.
All right, Lan, we're back to you. What is your second pick, man?
Let's see. The funny thing is, even though I've never watched the whole thing, I've seen lots of parts of the movie because it was always on HBO, and I'm going with Raising Arizona.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one, man. I always remember, though, when
all the time.
When they are crawling out of the mud, always just creeped the shit out of me when I was a kid. Like, it terrified me for some reason. I don't know why. All right, Frank, what are your second and third picks here? You get to go back to back.
Right. See, I was gonna do Matinee pick, so I'm gonna replace that one. And I don't know why, but I enjoyed this one too as a kid. The Flintstones.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
him.
Halle Berry, baby.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Hold on.
I still have a glass from McDonald's when they were selling those glasses at McDonald's for the promotion of that movie. I still have that. I think 2 of those glasses actually.
Let's see here. Oh, you go Flintstones. Yeah, but Rick Moranis.
Yep.
Rosie O'Donnell, and then
yeah, that was the big controversy. Remember that movie was they made Rosie O'Donnell what's
Betty?
that character's name? Betty, and all like the men were pissed because it was supposed to be an attractive woman, and Rosie O'Donnell was pretty thick at that point. Like it was a whole big
cartoon,
deal,
man.
Yeah, but I gotta tell you too, Rosie O'Donnell in A League of Their Own was fucking amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah,
yep.
She was hilarious in that movie. All right, what's your third pick, Frank?
I had kind of a toss-up, but I'm going to settle on Cloverfield 10. And I know
you mean 10 Cloverfield Lane,
whatever it was. And I know a lot of people like really didn't like this because they thought it was supposed to be like synced with Cloverfield. Yeah, the movie, but it basically really had nothing to do. It was like adjacent to it. But his performance in that movie was amazingly great and just good. Like I remember some people thinking that he should have been nominated for an Oscar. I don't know about that far, but his performance in that was scary as hell. He did a great job in that movie.
You could say he was the monster.
Ooh, look at you! My God! Hold on.
I know people got pissed off about that whole thing.
He was the kaiju?
No, it ended up being aliens at the end of the movie.
All right, Lane, what is your third pick for your John Goodman movie draft?
My earliest memory, I guess, of John Goodman was seeing him.
Hold on. I think I know what you're going with.
Uh-oh.
What's that?
It's an eight-legged creature.
Mothra!
Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh! I thought you were going to Arachnophobia, but yeah.
That was the first time I ever saw boobies, guys. I was watching that movie.
And were they John
Seeing
Goodman?
the cream pie
Were they
tin,
John Goodman?
when they did the cream pies, and then they'd eat, and then at the bottom of the pie tin was a naked chick. That was the first time I ever seen boobies.
I think that might have been the first time for a lot of people. All right, so you guys are done with yours. I thought Lan was going to go with this. I honestly thought he was going to go...
You know they're remaking that movie, right?
Arachnophobia, which is a great movie. Scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Yeah,
Like I
couldn't watch
remember
it.
the one kid on the football team, and the spiders crawling around in the helmet, and he dies. And then they're trying to figure out how he died, and they find the 2 bite marks back here. Terrifying. Fucking terrifying. All right, some other John Goodman honorable mentions. Don't forget, he was in Argo.
Right. Yeah, he was good in that. That was a good movie.
This is one that he gets rave reviews for. That is also really good. It's a Coen Brothers movie.
I've never seen it.
Barton Fink. So I think I may have seen this ages ago. And I do have a poll coming up about really about the Big Lebowski, because it's John Turturro here. And the poll is, who was the best character in the Big Lebowski? And the 4 options were the dude, Walter, Donnie, or Jesus. So we're not going to discuss
fucks
that.
with the Jesus.
Well, we're not going to discuss that now, because next live stream we'll talk about that, because we'll be covering the poll, and that poll is going to be coming up on my YouTube channel here in a little bit. Don't forget, John Goodman was also in Blues Brothers 2000.
Yeah,
which was
Belushi.
Definitely not as good as the first one.
I remember Trevor Wells' dad walking out in the middle and grumbling about how it was
Trash.
well, it was there's so much sex and cursing. I think is kind of what he went with there. He didn't like how they changed it to, like, be a little more lowbrow or adult. I believe, John Goodman here in Bringing Out the Dead. You also can't forget about The Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah, I saw that when I thought about it.
That is a great one.
I took my
He was in
sister
all
to
the
see that in
sequels,
the
too.
theaters.
Don't forget, he was also in Flight with Denzel Washington.
Yep.
We have a little bit of
I think I know where you're going. Now.
Skull Island. Here's a fantastic one. I almost went with this one.
Mm-hmm.
He was also in Trumbo. He was also in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
I thought you were gonna go with that one.
I am not going with that one. Do you guys know which one I'm going with? You guys want to guess? You want to guess? You want to guess?
The Babe.
Oh, shit. That is correct. It was The Babe, which I thought was when he played Babe Ruth.
I enjoyed that movie, but there's a lot of people out there that hate that movie because they claim that he played like a character, like a cartoon of Babe Ruth.
I mean, he kind of did. You could definitely tell it was really...
Yeah. 'Cause I think some people were saying like Babe Ruth was actually an asshole in real life and wasn't as jovial as John Goodman made him out to be, or something like that. But I thought I enjoyed the movie.
I mean, in all reality,
hilarious.
if you want to go see a biopic that shows an older baseball player for the asshole that they really are, Cobb. Jesus.
Yeah, I was about to say Cobb
Tommy
with,
Lee Jones
Tommy
is
Lee
Ty
Jones.
Cobb. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
When he's yelling in the casino and he's just dropping the N-bomb, like, oh, fuck. It's a good movie, though. And it's Robert Wool. So it's quick side note here. If you didn't know what Cobb is, it's Ty Cobb, the former baseball player who fucking killed a guy. Super racist, like awful human being. Still made it to the Hall of Fame though. One of the first inductees into the Baseball Hall of Fame.
But
And
Pete
so the
Rose.
movie, huh?
But Pete Rose. doesn't
Yeah,
make
but Pete
it
Rose
to the
isn't in. So the movie it's an older version of Ty Cobb, played by Tommy Lee Jones, and then Robert Wool plays an author who's trying to write. It's either an article or a book about him, and so
Right.
it really covers Robert Wool trying to track him down, and he's just a piece of shit. Like, oh my God, he's just a fucking asshole, man.
Ty Cobb wanted to come, but none of us liked him, so we told him to stick it.
Yep. Field of Dreams, baby. Field of Dreams. All right. That's going to do it for the live stream, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here. Make sure you guys check out all the reels/shorts that I put up. I got 3 of them every day. It's much appreciated if you guys check that out here on YouTube. Make sure you guys are clicking like. Also, I do isolate segments from the YouTube stream. So if you miss something, just go check back to the YouTube stream, because then periodically throughout the week, I do that stuff over on Instagram and Facebook. Make sure you're following me over there as well. That's at The Real Brandalorian. Don't forget, we got the stickers too if you want to become a member of the channel.
You like my stickers?
my stickers, guys. And then over on YouTube or on Instagram and Facebook, I am posting different posts, and they're all kind of intertwining together based on the subject matter and the stuff that we're talking about here on the live stream. So make sure you guys are checking out all this stuff. I totally forgot I rigged this up earlier. We can cover up Frank's face with that. So thank you guys for being here. Next week, we're going to cover a lot of the things that are coming up in July. Obviously, 4th of July is going to be rolling around next Thursday. Hopefully, you guys have the day off. I do.
Yeah, I have Thursday and Friday off next week. Woo!
And I'm hoping that all these issues, like with my camera looking like garbage, I got to figure out why this computer just suddenly started to run like crap. And we're trying to figure out a name for this live stream. I want it to have something to do with nostalgia, going down memory lane, because that's really what we're doing here for a little over an hour on Wednesday nights, is we're talking about things from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. And I reached out to Shim. I'm hoping that maybe we can jump on one of his live streams and we'll write it. I already have lyrics in mind and kind of how I want it to flow. But I think it would be fun if we got other input in regards to the actual song. And
I have a name.
You have a name? What do you think?
I have a title. Adolf Hitler's favorite live stream.
I'm not gonna lie, it might get people to actually click on it. And it's should I joke about it? 'Cause it's gonna be like, because the whole thing would be like, what does Hitler think of this live stream? And it's gonna be like, he thinks it's number one.
Actually, that would be 5, wouldn't it?
No, it's just one arm. Or everything that I do, he's doing that, but he's pointing at what we're doing, what we're covering on that show.
How about everything is Stalin?
Oh
Because
my
then
god!
you could play on it, keep Stalin, but maybe it's Stalin.
Mussolini's Meat Shack.
Mussolini's Meat Shack. That's great.
Don't tempt me. I'll call it that. All right, that's going to do it for the live stream. Make sure you check us out every Wednesday. Make sure you click and like and subscribe down below. And then also go follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Peace out, everybody. Mussolini's Meat Shack.